So, hello, and thank you for joining us today. We will talk about job ads and recruitment landing pages. So, how to get started, how to create appealing copy, and how to be more attractive to your candidates. Let me know in the chat whether you hear me well, and we can then officially start with today's topic. Really good. It seems that everything is good. So today's webinar consists of two parts. I have invited two guest speakers. First one, Karina Matikas, employer branding and personal branding consultant. She has worked with hundreds of companies and helped them to be more attractive to candidates. And the second guest speaker is Marita Haho from Harju Elekter. Their team recently started using Teamdash, and Marita will share her experience and the main learnings and insights from their last 8 recruitment campaigns. For those of you who are here for the first time, then my name is Maria Evart. I'm one of the co-founders of Teamdash. And Teamdash is a recruitment software built by recruiters for recruiters. It's the most customizable recruitment software on the market, known for its best customer support. So if you are looking for a recruitment software or ATS at the moment, then I will definitely recommend booking a product tour with us to learn more about Teamdash. You can create attractive landing pages with Teamdash. You can run social media recruitment campaigns, use different automation tools for applicant tracking, for example. And of course, we have different video interviewing tools in the product as well. So during the product tour, you can learn how other recruitment teams are already using Teamdash, what they have achieved, and how you could improve the way you work and the way you offer, or what kind of experience you offer to your candidates. And of course, with Teamdash, you can enjoy your own job way more than working with Excel and Outlook, for example. But without further ado, so Karina, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Okay, so you can hear and see me well, and the presentation as well, right? Yes? Oh, I didn't.
Everything is good.
Cool, thanks. Hi, everyone. Like Maria said, I'm Karina, employer and personal branding consultant, and I will talk about how to create job ads and landing pages that attract talent today. So first of all, we'll cover what's the difference between a job ad and a landing page. So we'll be talking about job ads today and landing pages, so two separate things that are connected to each other. Then also slightly touch the topic of an employer brand. That is your key to stand out from other employers. Then look at 3 biggest mistakes that I've seen people make or employers make when creating the landing pages and job ads, and then look at some examples of best practices to follow. And then I'll also show you 2 tools that will support your copy creation for the landing pages and job ads. So first, what's the difference between a job ad and a landing page? So when we talk about a job ad, traditionally this is a one-pager it's usually a file, like a visual, that's traditionally used on job boards or what you can also see on social media. So it has one picture, usually, sometimes several, and it gives you the main information. So the position, the main description, and a short value proposition as well. So it's just very brief to kind of give you the main information. But now when we talk about landing pages, then I'll show you one, just a second. So a landing page is more elaborate. It's a more elaborate job ad. Basically, it's usually on a URL, so it's a page, has different sections. First is the hero section. You can see a picture here, and it's more interactive, so it also has buttons, so we can click learn more, and it will throw us to the next section. So there are more specific sections, why join, so this is the value proposition here. Another section that elaborates on the benefits and how we work, what we offer, has more information in general, pictures. I see here another section, quotes, and also some gadgets that make it more fun and interactive, and you can apply for the job directly from the page. So this is a landing page, essentially. And to just go over that again, job ad is more brief, it's introductory, has all the necessary information, usually a single file used on job boards and social media. And then landing page is more elaborate on a URL. It's interactive and gives a better idea of the position, what it's like to work at this company, expectations, benefits, and the company culture in general. So hopefully those two concepts are clear. So let's move on. Where to start when we start creating a job and a landing page? So essentially the idea is to create or paint a picture in the candidate's head what it's like to work at this company before they've even applied. So this is what you can actually do when with a landing page, with a good landing page and a job ad. And what will help you do that is your employer brand or your employer brand identity. This is something that's going to differentiate you from your competitors. And the employer brand is defined as company's reputation as a place to work. So what do people think it's like to work at your company? And this is something that you can manage strategically through job ads, communication, social media, and the landing pages as well. And the brand identity essentially describes the values the company gives to its employees. So from one side, it is all the benefits, why somebody should work there, but at the same time, it's also the emotional value. So what does it feel like? Who are the people? What are these people's stories? So all of this together. And as I already said, this employer brand can be managed strategically. It can be made into a very elaborate and vast project, but not all companies, maybe your company either doesn't have a specific outline of an employer brand or the key messages. So I put together 5 tips or elements that you need to include in your toolbox to get started if you don't have any material specifically already there. So 5 things that an employer brand or your toolbox should include. First is the company introduction, including the purpose, mission, values from an employee perspective. What is the value that they create in this company? And including the key benefits with examples as well. So if you think about what's in it for them, what's in it for the candidate, with examples as well. So if one of the benefits, for example, is flexibility, then think about if there's a person working at your company who could talk about that benefit. Maybe they have children and they go to uni on the side, and they can share their story from the flexibility side, what it means to them at this company. And that brings me to the people and culture part. Have a list of colleagues or people who could potentially talk more about those benefits and their experience working there. Also, any additional benefits, anything specific that might differentiate you from your competitors. So maybe you have focused Fridays, so you don't have any meetings on Fridays, or any kind of working style, anything, personal development budget, for example, something specific. So make sure that those benefits you have specifically written out. And when it comes to the appearance part, tone of voice. So one exercise that I really like to do in my workshops and with people is to get them together and then imagine all the people they know who work at this company and they now merge into one creature, into one person. And then ask this question: if your company was a person, how would they talk? How would they sound? So that gives you an idea of what type of words and phrases to use. And yeah, when you think about this person, ask, how would they talk? How would their voice sound? Is it monotone? Is it jumpy? Does it sound ambitious, excited, more calm? Or if there are any phrases that they tend to use a lot, or any words that they like to use. So that will give you, an idea of how to create the copy as well, and how it should sound, and that will make it sound like your people in your company, so therefore also authentic. And then appearance, so keep in mind the colors and the visuals. Maybe there are certain elements that you use in your visuals that you can also use when creating a landing page, for example. And then fonts, usually the marketing team has got that covered as well, but these are essentially all the things in addition to the candidate profile that you need, or that would actually support you creating an attractive landing page or a job ad. Yes. And before we start looking at best practices, I've also put together 3 mistakes that I've noticed that are done often within job ads and landing pages that are very easy to avoid. So let's take a look at those as well. So first of all, stock photos. Probably you've seen job ads that use similar photos. This really gives no information. It's more of like, let's use a picture because usually there should be a picture because then our minds are more engaged. It's not just text. But this really doesn't communicate the authenticity. And maybe somebody else is using the same picture. This doesn't really serve. What you can do instead is use pictures that are taken by your employees, for example, or when you're on a company outing, something that brings in the more human side. And sometimes you might not have the budget to hire a professional photographer, but you definitely have someone who has an iPhone or just a phone with a good camera, and just ask them to take photos and use those in the landing page and also job ad, just to bring in more of the authenticity, to show the people who are actually working at your company. And if we move on to the second one, what I've noticed is sometimes, or most of the times, the value proposition can be very generic because employers tend to offer similar things. So they just say it's great pay and benefits, people are supportive and amazing, just like they should be. That's nothing special really. Work environment is unique. What does that mean? Or that you have growth potential. The better way to do it is to have stories behind that, or be more specific. This is just one example how to do it from airBaltic. Their main messages also are pretty general, like secure and flexible environment. What does that mean? But below each benefit, they have their proof points. So they've been active more than 27 years, or when it comes to international dynamic work, you have colleagues from 33 nationalities. So there's a more specific description in the value proposition. And the third one is disproportion when it comes to different sections in the job ad or a landing page as well. So usually there's the overview of the position, then the responsibilities, requirements, and then the benefits part. So here are 2 models that I noticed. The left one is from a corporation, a job ad essentially, and on the right it's a scale up that has a slightly better structure. But here you can see as well, like what is required or needed from the candidate takes up most of the surface area of the job ad, and what you get is a little, 10% of the whole job ad. And with this specific one, there were just icons and 2 words under each benefit, but there was an elaborate description of what we need from you and what kind of person you need to be, which doesn't really sound very fair. And on the right side, that's a bit better because right next to the overview, you can see our culture section. So you can immediately start reading more about what it's like to work there. Can I already imagine myself working there while reading what I have to do? So this is a little better. Also, the requirements part is structured better, has different parts there. It's more clear. And then at the bottom, some perks. And there was actually a link that you could follow to another landing page that has more elaborative description. So that is actually better. But ideally, those responsibilities, requirements, and benefits should have an equal, take it up an equal part of space on the job ad or the landing page. And I'll show you a good example later as well. And now we can move on to the best practices to follow. So first, let's look at job ads. I brought out some from LinkedIn that I saw that were good to just kind of highlight some of the points. And we can take a look at those. So on the left, it's the text in the post, and then on the right is the visual. So I mostly focused on the visuals, but we'll also look at the text body there as well. So the first one from Cybers, first thing you see is your future hiring manager, a person who actually works at this company and who you're going to be working with as well if you apply and become chosen. So what they have on the visual very clear is the person, then the positions that they're looking for, and also a quote from the hiring manager, so you can feel that he's kind of talking to you. Maybe, we know that, okay, this quote was edited and very thought through and everything, but on the subconscious level, we still understand that as this person talking to us because it's in a quote, there's a name at the bottom, it all kind of makes sense. And then in the text box as well, they have tagged Seam. So if you're interested, you can click on his name and land on his LinkedIn profile and start reading more already. And as you can see from job ads, so this is essentially to grab your attention as well, to have the minimum text on the visual and just really grab your attention. And when you're interested, you can click on the link, you will land on a landing page and learn more. So your journey doesn't end here, it only begins here, it gives you an idea, and then when you're interested, you'll go deeper, basically. Another, essentially the same example from Smartful, picture of the people who you're going to be working with, a little text, who they're looking for, what the company is like, and then you can read more in the text area. And then if you're interested, you can move on to the landing page. And another example, I brought it here, it's not, when it comes to the message, it's not very informative, but just to kind of invite you to think out of the box, that the visual doesn't always have to be a picture. It can also be a cartoon or a drawing, and have more information than just we're hiring, but I guess UNESCO can pull it off because they're UNESCO. But just to think about maybe combining cartoons or some drawings with photos, just to make it more interesting. And a job ad that I like from Air Baltic is also their picture is of their people. You can see their brand colors there. It's quite natural and a very easy call to action, ready for a career takeoff. So they're using the industry metaphor here, which is very true to the brand. And I don't know about you, when I read this, I hear the plane taking off, like whoosh, like I hear that sound. Maybe that's just me, but this is something I really like. It kind of paints you the picture of what your career growth or your career journey would be like in Air Baltic. And then when you're interested, you can go and read more and click on the landing pages there. And this is a job ad from a job board. It's a very long one, so I just cut it in two. So the upper part is on the left and then the lower part is on the right. And you can see that here, the visuals and the text or information is pretty well balanced out. You get a pretty good idea what they're offering, who they're looking for. And also there's a quote from your future manager. There are more pictures. And this job ad is a link. So if you click on it, find out more, you will go to a landing page, just like with the previous ones that I showed you. And now let's figuratively click on that and land on the landing page. So I'll show you what that looks like. So it's the same, visuals are the same, the information is more elaborate. So there's a lot that was already on the job. But what is important here is that the benefits are more elaborate, there's more story behind it, and there are more pictures. So you see the people that you're going to be working with. And again, the requirements are nicely separated there and not taking up too much space. There's just enough text that's nicely balanced out with all the pictures. And also quotes from people. You can read more about their experience. For example, Lynn has stayed in Norstad for 11 years. Why? You can read about that. You apply, you'll have the interview, you meet her. There's immediately something you can start talking about as well. And we offer, instead of having the icons or the value proposition immediately here, we offer you the whole team. You can see all the people you're going to be working with, creating this visual in your head again. And here you can read more of what you would get. And then you scroll down, another picture, and you can apply it right here. So this is more of the visuals, just to give you an idea of the work environment, the people, their stories, why they like working there. And if you can imagine yourself amongst them, then you're basically in. So I feel like they're doing a good job painting the picture of what it's like to work there. Now let's move on with two other landing page examples. So another one is from Intuit. For example, their corporation MailChimp belongs to them as well. If you know QuickBooks Mint, you can see them at the top there. But what I noticed about their landing page, it's very text dense. But right after the company overview, they actually have an employee video, a short one. I think it's 34 seconds, and they asked an existing software engineer what they like most about being a software engineer at Intuit. So you can hear from a person who's already working there what do they like the most and why they're doing what they're doing. So already giving you an authentic idea of what it's like to work there, who am I going to be working with. And this is really easy. You can see that this is probably recorded with a laptop camera or a phone camera. It is just, you need to find someone who's happy to talk about their experience. And it's not a huge effort, essentially, but it conveys a lot of information, a lot of authentic information. What else do they have here is, again, an employee quote. And when it comes to benefits, one of the benefits is that you can read more about hiring process. And this is very important because I believe it was 83% of the candidates say that they will have a better or more positive candidate experience when they know exactly what the hiring process will look like. So this is something, if you, sometimes it's difficult to be transparent there, but if you can give any kind of information or any kind of idea of what the process is going to look like or how long it will approximately take, then the candidates' expectations are managed, and there's a higher chance that they're going to have a good experience. Something else that is at the bottom here is that they have related content, so they're referring to more information alongside with pictures, also more engaging, gets your attention, and you can read more about software engineering, for example, what it's like, how it's done there, what's the company culture. So another good example with some very good elements. And the last one I'll show you is from Lidl. So you can see there's an employee picture, very candid, followed by some easy understood icons, main information. And here, as I mentioned earlier, the disproportionate sections of a landing page, they're doing it very well because all those sections are quite equal in size. And even if you look at it, what you receive, the benefits part is even bigger than the other ones. And then it has just a follow-up section here as well with some icons, and you can actually go and read more about the benefits. So this is a very well structured or proportioned landing page. So hopefully you got a good idea of what the important things or some good things are to follow. Yeah, sorry. So essentially, summing it up, collaborate with employees, use photos, ask people to take photos, use the candid ones. Also videos, they don't have to be too complicated, too elaborate. Just 30 seconds is fine. Ask somebody to answer one question in 2 sentences. Also quotes, if they're not very comfortable with video, hopefully a photo and a quote is good. Also structure well, make sure that the proportions are equal. Tell stories, why these people are working at this company, what do we like the most. And it's important to create copy that reflects your employer brand identity. So use the phrases that people use in your workplace and kind of make the whole copy sound the same as you're communicating with your employees or your people within the company. And when it comes to creating copy, I will share some of the useful tips and tools that can help you. So what I already said is, first of all, just to follow your employer brand's tone of voice. Use metaphors, like in the example that I showed with from Air Baltic. Think about the different phrases from your industry that you could incorporate on your landing page just to make it more vivid. Paint a picture. It allows people to create more connections in their head, and the more connections they can make, the better they will remember the information. So this is great. Sometimes it's a bit difficult because it's might be more creative of a job and needs some brainstorming, but their ChatGPT can actually help you. I'll talk about it in a second. And the gender decoder, so checking bias with gender decoder. So some words are masculine coded and some words are feminine coded according to research. So there are some words that appeal more to people who identify more as masculine, and some words that appeal to people who identify more as feminine. So it's important to, when it comes to creating copy on your landing page, that the wording and the words that you use actually appeal to everyone, that they're neutral, they're balanced out. And in order to check that or make sure that it appeals to everyone, so that you won't only get only men candidates or only women applying for the job, then something that you can manage or do is check if your copy sounds neutral in that sense. And for that, gender decoder is a good thing. Maria will show you or will share the link to it, or if she already has, I can't see it. But here is just a screenshot of it. So it's very easy once you have created the copy for your landing page or for your job ad. Just copy paste that to this box, click check this ad, and it will give you the analysis of it. So I copied the part of the ad for the sales executive at Teamdash from this landing page, and it said that it's actually masculine coded. So it brings out all the words that are masculine coded and then all the words that are feminine coded there, and you can see the balance and maybe see if you can replace some of them. And you can also see the full list of those masculine and feminine coded words as well. So that just helps you to make sure that the copy talks or speaks to everyone. And another thing, ChatGPT, I don't know how many of you have already used it or just played around with it. It's a very fun tool. It is not as smart as we, would like it to be, but it's a very good tool to help you create copy. And it's like a minion, essentially. It does exactly what you tell it to do. So I went on and asked it to write a job ad copy from scratch. So what it's very good at doing is creating something from scratch, and then you will be the editor who will make sure that all of this actually makes sense and it sounds logical and understandable. So what I did here was to came up with a random company name and a position that we're hiring a sales manager, full-time, location, talent, and copied some tasks and requirements from just Google. What would be the regular tasks of a sales manager, and then added some benefits and also described the company's tone of voice, what it's like. It's friendly, kind, helpful, clever, slightly humorous, and that the job ad copy should use some metaphors related to the retail industry. I didn't put it here, but at first it gave me a very weird copy using a lot of metaphors from music. So I changed that, and I said that the Shop 10 company operates in home electronics. And then that's what I came up with. So I created the whole job ad from scratch. So if you don't have any previous examples or anything to build on, it will give you the main basics, basically, and the structure that you can then start editing. And as you can see here, it's using a lot of electricity and like electronics related metaphors. So when it comes to using metaphors in copy, it will give you a lot of ideas. Sometimes it gives you too many, and sometimes it sounds like medieval English, as far as I've experienced that. But it's not only, ChatGPT actually is available in other languages as well, including Estonian, and it does a pretty good job in other languages. So it's not only English that you can use it with, but basically, yeah, it will give you the foundations, and then you can start building on that. And well, let's say that it created this, but it's not very, it still doesn't really sound like what your usual job ads sound like, or it doesn't use the correct phrases, or who we are section there is not really how we usually write that part. So another idea, instead of telling it to make it better, just like, can you make it better? It won't work, because ChatGPT doesn't know what better means. You have to define what better means, and you really have to know what you want. So it will just do it. It will not think for you. It will just do it for you. And so what I did was I copied some of the copy of a senior UX designer ad from another company's job ad, and asked it to create the same or rewrite that sales manager job ad based on that copy to just follow the tone of voice of that job ad. So the idea is here that if you have some previous job ads, or you have some website copy, or there's some sort of an article that's written the way with the tone of voice that you would like to use for your job ad or for your landing page, then feed it to ChatGPT and then ask it to follow that tone of voice. And then I also asked it to add a quote from the hiring manager to the ad as well. And then it did some edits there. So you can see there are no emojis in the title anymore. The who we are is changed to about us. So it's more toned down, but still quite colorful in metaphors. So it's fun. It's sometimes just fun to read and then starting to tone down, because that's a bit too much. But Also, if you want to understand how it's doing something or why it's doing that, you can just ask. So what I also did was just ask, how did you use my example to rewrite the sales manager one? And then it will give you the explanation. And sometimes it makes mistakes and you can bring it out as well. So it's not ideal, but it's good for creating something and giving you ideas. And you can just ask for a list of industry metaphors so you can work with. So I definitely encourage you to experiment with that if you haven't already, and just really be specific. Know what you want. It's a minion. It will do what you tell it to. It won't think by itself. Also share previous examples. It's like a child. So try to bring as many examples and describe as clearly as possible what you need and what the outcome would look like. And also, yeah, exactly. Ask for ideas, and you're the editor, so it's your job to, yeah, make it sound like your employer, according to your employer brand identity, and make it sound like you or your company, essentially. And we're coming to the end of the presentation. So key takeaways in general, how to create job ads and landing pages that attract talent. Stay authentic. Show who you actually are. Ask people to take their own photos. Use video. Employee quotes, just storytelling. Show who these people are who are working at this company and what their story is and why they're working there. Make sure that the section sizes in the job ad or the landing page are balanced, or that the benefits part is even bigger. Use different tools to support your copy, gender decoder, also ChatGPT. And yeah, this is essentially it. So hopefully you found this useful, and yeah, feel free to ask questions. This is it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Karina, for sharing your tips and tricks with us. One question, maybe, I know that a lot of recruiters and HR people are struggling with like how to encourage your team members to be more active in sharing their quotes or comments that recruiters can use as quotes later, or how to encourage them to take more and share more photos.
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely one thing is that it's important to lead by example. So, doing that by yourself already, and being a good employee or ambassador. But actually, people do want to share their experiences. If you ask them, maybe they might be shy at the beginning and they might not volunteer, but it's important to invite them and ask them, and don't be afraid of the first no. If they say no immediately, there might be some sort of fear behind it that actually can be managed or deleted in a way that it can be because they don't know exactly what they have to do, or what is it exactly that I have to do in this video. So just talk through those fears and understand where they're coming from, and usually they're not that big, and the excitement to share their own experience overpowers it. And just kind of try to find ways of solving those fears and encourage them.
Yeah, I think you have to always also make it as easy as possible for your team. So maybe at first don't even ask for a quote, but listen to during the team events or gatherings or lunches. Maybe you hear something that's really good, interesting, funny, and then after the lunch or after the team event, you can go to this person and ask whether we can use this as a quote on our landing page, for example, or sharing and making photos. This is also something you can you should make it really easy for your team members. For example, in our team, we have a shared album, like Google Photos album. It's really simple. No need to pay for something like for an extra tool. And everyone who takes photos in our offices or during team events, I have access to all of those photos, and I can use them in our recruitment campaigns.
And with the video, if I may add quickly, is also sometimes people are afraid of filming themselves or just sitting alone in a room and answering a question and filming. What I've done is just organize a call, a Zoom call, and be like, okay, let's do it. Let's make it a conversation. I will just ask you questions and then you can answer. So it will be easier and more free for them to actually talk to a person while recording that clip. So it will come out more natural as well.
I totally agree with you. But before we invite Marita Haho from Harju Elekter to the stage, then information to you. Next week, Karina will moderate or host a workshop. So it will be really like we go into details. She will walk you through a step-by-step guide on how to create a recruitment landing page with Teamdash. So you will see how it actually looks like, how you can get started, what are the different options you have there. Just to give you some ideas, those are the 3 simple steps you should follow if you want to create a landing page with Teamdash. Karina will definitely go into more details, but you just have to select the blocks you would like to use or the sections. We have 10 or even more options there. You can add videos, images, countdown, quotes from team members, whatever you like. Then you can add your own copy, photos, design elements, and then just publish the landing page and you are ready to go. And you can join by signing up for the event. My team member Marilyn just shared the link in the chat. So you're welcome next Tuesday. It will definitely be very, very practical. But now let's invite Marita Haho from Harju Elekter to join us on the stage.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Marita. Thank you for joining us. So
Yes.
I know that you are working closely with the HR team at Harju Elekter, and you have been responsible for creating the recruitment landing pages and also running the campaigns on social media. And well, we had a call with Marita last week, and she started with the call with the fact that I'm a huge fan of Teamdash. So I'm happy to hear more about your experience. And I know that you have done 8 recruitment campaigns in the last couple of months.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's
It's a really great pleasure to be here with you today. And yes, as Maria said, I'm already a fan, although we joined Teamdash April 2023. So we're, I think, at the beginning of our path to discover Teamdash opportunities. But I hope that you will get good insight from our experience.
Maybe you can tell us a bit more about Harju Elekter, like what are the main roles that Harju Elekter is hiring for and in which countries?
Yes, so shortly, Harju Elekter is an international industrial group. So we provide future-proof solutions for electrical power distribution. And we are located in actually 4 countries. I'm a communications partner in Estonia, but we also have units in Lithuania, Sweden, and Finland. And since we're an industrial group, then the job roles that we hire for are really different. So we recruit both for like production teams, but also administrative roles like quality, sales and marketing team, production team, as I said, supply chain, technology team. So really different roles to fill.
Okay, but before you started using Teamdash, what were like the main challenges in the field of recruitment that you faced?
Well, I think that many of you can also relate that like how to design the attractive job ads or landing pages or career pages even, and how to be noticeable to our target groups. And also what we like seeked for was something that would cover all of our channels. So where we would see like all the data about our candidates, and also like the challenge, I think we were looking for something that is user friendly for both our potential candidates, but also for recruiters. And I think that we found it.
That's good to hear. For you personally, what have been like the main benefits? As I mentioned to others, you are responsible for actually creating those job ads, landing pages, and also running the social media campaigns. So, what have been the main benefits for you?
On a personal level, I would just say that yes, the candidates, their data, like for example, their CVs or other application files, are located on the same platform. Then also the user friendliness, as I mentioned, also the flow of the candidates that our recruiters can really like easily create the flow depending on the project, but also move candidates around, for example, from the submission stage to interview stage. So this is what makes also the process more time efficient. And also that we have a good overview of all the candidates, which means that like we have a policy that we respond to all the candidates, and this way you can't like miss anyone because you have the list of the candidates on the same like place.
Mhm. But did you, I don't know if you remember, you mentioned that you started using Teamdash in April. Did you have any fears or hesitations before you actually started using the product? Especially maybe you, because you used some other tools for designing the ads before Teamdash.
Yes. So we just like in spring before starting to use Teamdash, we just had our fresh visual identity document that we published, and then I was a bit afraid that we just created fresh job ad templates and also social media templates. And I thought that, all right, maybe we can't use them anymore because we have these landing pages that look really attractive. However, I have managed to actually build a process where I can both use our templates that are like following our CVI, but also integrate them to our landing pages. So as Karina also showed, that there was a job ad which were like in a brand colors and elements, but also the landing page. So actually, you can use like both of them and create a good path to a candidate.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like I think the interface questions come up when you are starting off with the new platform. Like how smooth the interface will be. For us, I think that it was really smooth, and also the customer support is has been always like there for us. Trine is also very proactive, and it's not like about how long have you wait for the answer. It's more like about the minutes to get the answers.
Mm-hmm. But if we talk about those recruitment landing pages, then in your opinion, like what are the main benefits of a recruitment landing page compared to this traditional job ad that we often maybe see on job boards with the structure that Karina showed us earlier, that there's like 10% maybe about benefits and the other 90% is about requirements and other things.
Yeah. First of all, it's more visual. You can add their videos, for example, photos, as there were also examples. But also, what I really love that you can already apply through the landing page. So you can like have the first lead already from the landing page. What I will also bring out that some of the job portals like have the opportunity to have this interface with Teamdash, and when I create some change in a landing page, then the change also automatically will go to the job portal. So I don't have to like make a change in two different pages. It's really time efficient again. So yes.
Yeah, definitely. For me, the main like the goal for a landing page definitely is to show the culture and the team. And the feedback I just recently heard from one of our candidates was that she said that I had the feeling that I already know your team before I even applied. So I think this is one of the main benefits you can have with the landing page, because as you mentioned, you can add your own photos, videos, you can actually show the team culture, all the fun things you are doing together, and of course then information about role requirements and additional benefits as well. You mentioned that Harju Elekter, as it is a really big company, you're hiring for very different roles. Do the recruitment landing pages also have different structure? Or how do you structure them based on the roles?
Yeah, I would say that the structure should be slightly different. For example, I have tried to keep this way that the administrative employees and the managers, like for them, I added on the top of the page like a quote by a direct manager. Again, something like that creates more personal approach. And the quote mostly like introduces the mission of the role, main goals of the job position, also the work environment, and then we will proceed with the expectation for the role and what we offer. And also in the landing pages, I must say that at some point don't hold back, because it's the perfect place where to introduce company's values, core values, and also add the recognitions that the company has received. So there's like so much to play around with and look what this target group is more interested in.
Mm-hmm. And just sharing one of your examples, what I noticed, the really cool thing is that here, when usually companies are sharing a photo and contacts of their recruiter or HR manager, then you have decided to share the contacts of hiring manager. And I think this is something that candidates really appreciate if we're talking about like top specialists. And also maybe you can comment on that. Were there many candidates who actually contacted Teeth and asked more about this position?
Actually, I don't have a quite good overview how many calls or emails he received, but if we talk about this specific job landing page, then this product manager role was or campaign was really successful. I saw that from the statistics that from the LinkedIn, the conversion rate was the highest, which was really positively surprising for me. If I compare with the job portal and other channels. So yes, we are currently looking forward to hire the product manager.
How much time does it take for you to create a landing page like this? Do you use, I don't know, do you usually start from scratch, or you copy the last one and then improve it and add more role-specific information?
Yeah. How much time does it take? It depends on the input, but mostly if I take like clone some specific landing page that I already have, and I don't, for example, change much design or the structure. So for the administrative worker, one template, and production workers another template, then I think that we are talking mostly about the minutes if I already have the copywriting like set up. So you don't have to be like IT developer to create a landing page, which is a big plus. And you can also make the changes really fast.
Have you, I know that you have recently done you have had like 8 recruitment projects and recruitment campaigns. Have you heard any feedback from the candidates regarding those landing pages?
I asked also from our HR team. We unfortunately don't have a direct feedback yet. However, maybe Estonian thing, I don't know. But at the same time, for me, the biggest feedback is when a candidate notes how they reached the landing page. We have this question in apply form as well. How did they reach this landing page? And when they reach us through social media, then for me it's already a win, because it shows that our flow works. And also what is like a good feedback is also the metrics that we are looking and measuring. So the conversion rate, also the visitors of our landing page, and we are looking at these metrics also in our social media ads.
Do you have maybe any recommendations to other recruitment teams or HR teams who are maybe thinking about starting or thinking about landing pages? There's a poll, if you haven't noticed. I see that 69% already of you today are already using recruitment landing pages, but 22% of you are saying that you are planning to, and 10% that they're still not using landing pages. But maybe you have some recommendations for those who are thinking about it, like where to start or how to get started.
Yes, I think that actually when I started analyzing what our fears were, then actually there weren't much fears. It's just that we all know that we have to get the attention of our potential candidates. And in this social media world, it's easy like to be forgotten, as I can say. And even if you post this job post in our social media, for example, A4 format, then it's not like it's not something that people from the first time when they see memorize. So we have to look for the opportunities how to stay attractive, and how this solution would be actually time efficient for us at the same time. And I just think from our experience that we didn't lose anything. We have had so many good experiences already with these 8 landing pages, and we will continue with them. And also there's so many possibilities, as Karin also talked with the pictures, videos, everything that we anyway need to produce to be an attractive employer.
Mm-hmm. Has it been easy to convince your employees to be there with their photos or quotes on the landing pages? Or do you have any special tricks for others how to make it easier?
Actually, I would say that it hasn't been a problem. Yes, maybe they tend to be shy at first, but I'm always saying that, for example, if I'm having an interview with their employees to just have this personal stories, then I'm always saying that I'm not a journalist. I'm an internal person, and we can just, if something doesn't suit an article or a photo, we can always recreate it. So it's like giving a sense of comfort for your people, explaining why do we need that, and at the end we are all working for the one mission. So usually people are really understandful, and there's no big problems with the photos or quotes. So yeah.
But thank you, Marita, for sharing your experience. You and your team, you have definitely been a good example, like how to quickly start using landing pages and actually do the campaigns and already start learning from the data or the statistics. So wish you good luck in hiring those product managers and all the other roles as well. Our today's webinar we are out of time actually already, but the topics were interesting, so I hope no worries there. I encourage you again to join us next week. As I mentioned, Karina will walk you through like a step-by-step guide on how to create landing pages with Teamdash. You will definitely get some practical ideas. If you already want to learn more about Teamdash this week, then you can book a product tour or like a demo with us, and you can already start creating your first landing page, for example. It will only take you a couple of minutes to sign up and create an account for your company and for your team. Keep an eye on our LinkedIn profile as usual, as always, because there will be interesting topics in September as well. We have planned 2 different webinars for September. I can tell you, it's a hint that it will be about automations. So, hope to see you next time, and thank you again, Karin and Marita, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.